Welcome back to the Friday episode of Guided by Faith. If you're listening to these in order, it's on Friday, and I'm so happy that you are back with us as we finish out this week's lesson series on biblical leadership, on the meaning and purpose of leadership, and then the different levels of leadership. Just real quickly, I want to remind you, the purpose of biblical leadership, God wired you to be a leader to give glory to God and to take care of other people. So any position, title, influence, or task that you have, you should use it to not get power and prestige yourself, but to give glory to God and to take care of people. And then we've been walking through levels of leadership. Level 1, learning to lead yourself. Level 2, being faithful with the tasks that you've been given. Level 3 is when you all of a sudden have an authority or an influence over people, and you're doing that to shepherd them, not domineering them, but being a servant leader, a servant example. And today I want to talk to you about the highest level of leadership, at least for what we're talking about now. And that is when you get to the point where you are raising leaders, you're becoming a leader of leaders, you're multiplying your influence. And I know you might say that you're young and this is so far off for you, but trust me, if you will be faithful in leading yourself, if you will be faithful in leading tasks, if you will be faithful to be a servant leader that people trust and want to follow, you will find much quicker than you would ever imagine that God puts you in a position where now you're not just leading a couple of people, but you're leading others who are leaders themselves. In the Old Testament, there's a section in Exodus where Moses has been the hero. He's, parted the Red Sea. He's led the people through the dry land. He's given them the 10 Commandments, but now they are in the wilderness, and Moses is being absolutely bogged down by listening to the complaints and trials and legitimate concerns of all of the people, of millions of people. He can't do it. And so he gets advice, and I love this advice. It says, it was his father-in-law, Jethro, who gave it to him. It says, moreover, look for able-bodied people from all of the people, men who fear God, who are trustworthy and hate a bribe, and place such men over people as chiefs of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and tens. So it's kind of cool. What we see is this delegation of leadership that happens where Moses finds faithful people. Remember, when you're looking for a leader, if you're a person in leadership and you're looking for a leader, what are you looking for? I'm looking for somebody who is faithful to lead themselves, somebody who is faithful and responsible with tasks. And when it comes to that, now I can start handing them leadership of people. And so now you're becoming a leader of leaders. And what's the cool part about this? To me, the exciting thing about becoming a leader of leaders is the influence that you have absolutely multiplies. The power of change that you have absolutely multiplies. The effect of whatever your ministry, whatever your position is, absolutely multiplies. This is really a biblical model of discipleship. Discipleship shouldn't be you bring everybody to your youth pastor or your youth leaders and they, tell them everything about Jesus. You learn about Jesus. You share Jesus with your friends. You get consultation from the adults. You get counsel from your youth pastor, but you lead them and then you tell them, hey, you can tell other people about Jesus. You can do this. And there's nothing cooler in the world. I've been in ministry long enough to see this. When somebody that you poured into now begins to pour into other people, when somebody that you led to the Lord is now leading other people to the Lord, when somebody that at one time you were in charge of is now multiplying their leadership. And that's such a cool thing. In 2 Timothy, Paul, in 2 Timothy 2:2, Paul says to Timothy, the things you heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others. So Paul's like, I told you about Jesus, Timothy. Now I want you to tell other people so that they can tell others. So that's like 4 generations of leadership that Paul's talking about. I want you to think now, because you may be in this position already where you are a leader of leaders, and if you're not, then it's coming really quickly. So first off, if you're not, then I want to encourage you this. Look around. Who are the people in your life that are not just really good at leading you, but you see that they are good at leading other people. I want you to start observing them. I want you to see what is it that makes them so effective and powerful. And one of the things that you have to get good at is you have to get good at letting go of control. If you're going to be a leader of leaders, you can't micromanage everything. Things are going to mess up. And so I've got to get good at giving all of the praise and then taking all of the responsibility when things get messed up. So when things go well, give praise, give praise, give praise. When things get messed up, take responsibility, take responsibility, take responsibility. And when you do this, you make the people underneath you feel appreciated and feel safe, and you give them the power to grow and lead. So this is going to happen quicker than you think. You are going to be a leader as you learn to take care of yourself, take care of tasks. So you're going to become a leader. And as you faithfully take care of the people in your leadership, all of a sudden they are going to become leaders and you get to pour into them. You want to remind them, take care of yourself, take care of tasks, be a servant. And when you do this, you multiply your influence. And wouldn't it be cool if God uses you for something in your school, in your work, in your church, where you are long gone, but the type of character you had, the type of leadership you brought, there are things happening way after you leave because you were faithful with what gave you. That's what I hope. I hope that when I die and I'm gone, that something that I shared of Jesus has passed on and passed on and passed on. And I think it can happen for you as well. But first off, remember, leadership is about glorifying God and taking care of people. So lead yourself, be faithful with tasks, be a shepherd of others. And then when you lead leaders, give praise and take responsibility if it goes bad. Give praise when it's good, responsibility when it goes bad, and you will multiply the power of your leadership. I hope this has been helpful for you. I love thinking through this stuff. If you have any questions about it, reach out to me. I'd love to consult with you and answer whatever I can. And I look forward to talking to you again next week as we go through another one of my favorite lesson series that I've ever done. So you'll have to come back next week to see that. Have a great weekend.